Hello, this is Amer Qureshi. Thank you very much for joining me for this video blog. Today I'm going to talk about survival strategy. Yes, how do you ensure that your business survives the next few months while we're going through this very difficult and uncertain time? First thing I would suggest is you take a strategic look at all your expenses. That means looking at every dollar that you spend and making sure that it's adding value and it's absolutely necessary. Now here I'm not talking about ruthlessly slashing expenditure and taking away all the employee perks, which many businesses tend to do, or they use difficult times as an excuse to not give salary increases. All of these things are okay, but they demotivate the employees and in the long term actually harm the business. Because when things improve, employees may already have left. And when you're ready to expand your business and grow, the employees have moved on and joined perhaps one of your competitors. So I'm talking here about strategically looking at expenses, not ruthlessly cutting expenditure. And of course, some of the first things that are cut off or taken out of the equation are training, development, any kinds of staff development initiatives. That is the wrong way to go, because eventually difficult times will actually come to an end and you will be ready for an uptake very soon after that. The second thing is that saying cash is king is always true, but it's truer in difficult times. Cash is king. You must preserve your cash. If you don't have sufficient reserves right now, make sure you have access to assets that can be converted into cash as quickly as possible so that should you need the cash, you can access it and of course pay your suppliers. And so you need cash to pay your employees, keep your suppliers happy and keep things ticking along. That is why cash is crucial. Of course, I talked about having assets. If you don't have sufficient assets, perhaps you need to make sure you have some lines of credit that you can draw upon. Now, it's difficult to do that when things are not going that well, but these are the only options we have. While you're looking at your expenditure, make sure you actually look at your revenue side as well. Make sure that you aggressively chase all outstanding receivables to maximize your cash position. Usually companies allow for receivables to go above the 30, 60, 90 days because somehow their relationships with customers, but at times like this, you need to chase all your receivables. That is another way of increasing the amount of cash you have. So look at your expenses, look at your receivables, build up your cash reserves so that you can get through this difficult time. And trust me, just like we got through COVID, just like your company may have gotten through the GFC, you will survive this. And if you do things correctly, you will come out much stronger at the end of it. Take care. Until next time, see you soon.